Have you ever considered yourself so lucky that you said to yourself, I should get myself a lotto ticket today? Maybe you saw that dog poo just in time not to step on it, or have a tree branch or a coconut fall on the exact same spot that you were at a second ago, or even survive being hit by lightning. Boy, that would indeed be lucky. Today, we're going to talk about an extremely lucky lady. At the end of this video though, you would question if she was lucky or did she jinx all these disasters. They call her the Unsinkable Miss Violet. Violet Constance Jessop was born on the 2nd of October 1987 in Argentina to immigrant Irish and Welsh parents. Her first foray into a death-defying life started when she contracted tuberculosis as a child and was only given a few months to live. This was at a time in history when tuberculosis was the Great White Plague and had killed 1 out of 7 people. The family moved to England when Violet was 16 after her father's death, and Violet helped take care of her younger siblings as her mother would spend a lot of time at sea as a cruise ship stewardess. Violet decided to follow her footsteps when her mother became sick and had to stay home. She was an attractive young lady, which was considered a disadvantage at that time as it could draw unwanted attention. So Violet resorted to wearing old clothes and no makeup to be less appealing and land herself a job. Boy, was this a different time. In 1910, Violet started to work for the White Star Line after a 3-year stint with the Royal Mail Line, which ended when she resisted a captain's untoward advances. In 1911, she was assigned to the RMS Olympic, a luxury ship that was the largest civilian liner at that time. She was on board the Olympic on September 20th, 1911, when it collided with the British warship HMS Hawke. Both ships suffered heavy and extensive damage, with the Olympic having its hull breached. By some luck, the Olympic did not sink and was able to make it back to shore with no souls lost. Several months after, Violet was recruited onto the newest, biggest ship of the White Star Line and Olympic's twin, the Titanic. Violet had her reservations as she was pretty happy on the Olympic, but was convinced by friends and family that it would be a great opportunity. The ill-fated ship left Southampton on the 10th of April in 1912 and struck an iceberg 4 days later in the North Atlantic. Violet was ordered to get on board Lifeboat 16 as a way to convince passengers that it was safe to board these lifeboats. They were picked up some 8 hours later by the RMS Carpathia. Only 705 people survived the sinking of the Titanic. A total of 1,500 souls were lost, a 1 out of 3 odds. Despite the tragedy she had experienced, Violet did not give up her seafaring career. She trained as a nurse for the British Red Cross and worked on the HMHS Britannic, a White Star Line cruise ship that was converted to a hospital ship during World War I. On the morning of November 21, 1916, it struck a German mine in the Aegean Sea. It sank within 55 minutes. Violet attributed surviving the sinking of the Britannic to her thick auburn hair. In her memoirs, she wrote, I leapt into the water but was sucked under the ship's keel which struck my head. I escaped, but years later when I went to my doctor because of a lot of headaches, he discovered I had once sustained a fracture of the skull. Violet Jessop retired from her life at sea after 42 years and spent the rest of her life in a thatched cottage in Suffolk, England. She died in 1971 at the age of 83 of congestive heart failure. Not only was she unsinkable, but Miss Jessop seemed to have been unflappable as well. What a truly remarkable and lucky lady. What's your story of luck? Do share it below.
If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. For more interesting facts and stories, subscribe to our channel and click on the post notification button to know when we upload a new video. Remember, stay fox curious.